सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। If you go back to the states of mind, the last two, ekagra and niruddha. When we speak of concentration, it is always associated with some object. Concentrate your mind on what? We tell child, you concentrate your mind on study. We tell somebody, you concentrate your mind on your work. Concentrate your mind on work. So concentration is always associated with an object. It is said alambana. Alambana means mind can easily get concentrated with a support. We discussed the other day, if you just look at a rose, your mind is absorbed in rose, it is not going for some time here and there, it is concentrated on rose. Watching the external object and being concentrated, it is also an art of yoga or meditation. It can be in the path of devotion, as people do, concentrating on Krishna or Jesus or Mother Mary, a physical aspect. Concentrating on serving, for example, making garland, plucking flower, decorating the altar, it gives concentration. Although they do not know they are practicing yoga, practicing concentration, because they are doing all these things out of love, they develop concentration. And remember, we cannot stay 24 hours with eyes closed. But we can practice yoga 24 hours. We have to keep eyes closed, eyes open, both. When the yogi is concentrating or trying to concentrate, the teacher tells, watch your breath. Externally, I was watching the picture of my Guru. Internally, I am watching breath. The picture is gross, the breath is subtle. Listen to sound. Externally, I was focusing my mind, for example, singing a song or chanting a mantra, but here it is said, listen to sound. It is also an alambana or a support to keep mind concentrate upon. So in ekagra, when we say concentrate, pinpointed attention, pinpointed concentration, single-minded devotion, single-minded attention, it means we are taking help of something, but we are watching. To listen to sound is also watch. If we take this sakshi bhava, observing, watching, listening, it is all the state of witness. When we say watch, let us take it physically. Look at this. When we speak of this, three things are simultaneously there. What is there? When I say, look at this book, When I say look at this book, the book is the object of your vision. Okay? This book is the object of your vision, and who is observing, who is looking? You will say I the individual, for example. And the third one, the object is there, the subject, you are there. Subject means one who is observing. And there is the process of observation is there. So three things. I am the seer, drashta. The scene, the object is there, drushya. And the process of seeing, darshana. Drushya, drashta, darshana. Drashta, drushya, darshana. Seer, seen, and seeing. Seer. What is the spelling of the word seer? Huh? So the new word is S-E-E-E-R. Why? Suppose doer. How do you write? Do, E-R, doer. Worker, work, E-R, worker. And seer, C-E-R, seer. Do you know why? If you write S-E-E-R, seer, seer has a different meaning. Am I clear? Who is a seer? A realized master. One who has already seen. One who has the seer, if you look at English dictionary also. In the English dictionary also you will find seer means the realized. We said sometimes they write highly spiritual people as the seer. So we are not seer. So we are C-E-E-E-R. We are seeing, seer. So three things, drushya, drashta, and darshana. Darshana means seeing. Seer, seeing, and seen. Adi Shankara has a beautiful text on Vedanta. It is known as Druk, Drushya, Viveka. Druk, Drushya, Viveka. Discrimination between the object and subject, the seer and the seen. In the Vedantic aspect, it is said, and there is a difference between seer and seen in Vedantic and yogic aspect. One is the negation, one is the assertion. What is the negation? Not. And it is the beginning of practice of yoga. No. And the end in yoga is yes. What is no? Not this. This is not. Then, when you go on telling this is not, at the end, when you go to that state of nothingness, then you find this is. Okay? And this is the process of unlearning and learning. So, Adi Shankara in Druk Drushya Viveka described that what very simple logic. Ghata drashta ghatat bhinna. Ghata drashta ghatat bhinna. I see this book. The book is different from me. I see the book. What I see is different from me. It is a simple logic. I see the house. The house is different from me. I see you. You are different from me. I see the table. The table is different from me. You can put this logic. It's a very simple logic, and you can infer to your body. I see the body. The body is the drushya. I am the witness, I am watching, I am not the body. Very simple logic. I know this body. See means I know. I know whatever I know, it is not me, because I am the knower, and that is known. Whatever I see or whatever I know is not me. Okay? Now tell me, what you know or what you see? You see your body, so I am not the body. So you see your mind or no? Huh? You see your mind or no? You don't say that my mind is not working today. How could you know if you don't see your mind? You say my mind is unhappy today. You say my mind is agitated today. How could you know that your mind is agitated, unhappy, mind is sad, if you don't see? You see your mind. So whatever you see is not me, so I am not the mind. I have a big ego. I have a big ego. So how could you know that you have a big ego if you have not seen your ego? Surely you have seen your ego. So what you see is not me, so I am not ego. Okay? Ghata drashta ghatat bhinna. It is also said in Vedanta, yad drusya tat nasya. That which is visible is perishable. That which is visible is perishable. Yat drusya tat nasya. That which is visible is perishable. Whatever you see is not permanent. Whatever you see is not permanent. Anything you have seen, it is not this same the next moment, it is changing. Our body is changing continuously, continuously. It is not the same body. It is not the same body. It is not the same mind. It is continuously, constantly changing. While discussing this, drashta and drusya, now you tell me, in Vedanta or in the beginning of practice, it is said, you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the ego, you are not the intellect, you are. So whatever remains, that you are. Okay? What remains? For example, you think, you are meditating, concentrating, for what? Very simple question. People say samadhi. What would happen in samadhi? People say your breath would stop. Your pulse would stop. A very simple and very critical statement. Be very careful. There are people, those who can stop it. But even if they stop it, they are not free from anger, greed, jealousy. They are not free from it. Don't get confused. There are people, those who can go underground and stay for few days. Underground. You put soil, everything, they seal the place. They stay within. Few days, no food, they regulate themselves. There is a story. The story is, there was a chameleon, an individual playing different roles. So, what happened? He comes to the king's palace to show some. Today he came as a doctor, the next day he came as a beggar, the next day. He acts very beautifully. One day he was playing the role of a yogi, practicing some yogic technique. Somehow or other, he stayed in the state of samadhi, suspended animation. Nothing, no sense, nothing. And the king was really worried what is happening. He stayed in that state for a good period of time. After that, he came back. When he came back, he told the king, give me money. Give me money because I have showed you all these tricks. If he was in the state of samadhi, why this asking money would come to him? Because he was in that state coincidentally, but it was not real realization. Be very careful. Be very clear. Let not be the goal just to stop the breath or to stop the pulse. Then what? Stopping the breath, stopping the pulse is physical sign, and few people can do it, even if they are not highly spiritual. They can do it. One day, one gentleman came to Swami Brahmanandaji's office. At that time, he was not a monk. He was working in Keonjhar. And he came for his work. And while sitting there, he said, I can stop pulse and breath. You can come and see. He stopped it. People saw. He said, look, I'm a poor man. I'm a school teacher. I do this. But it has nothing to do. I have no spirituality. I have no love. I have no such devotion. Don't get confused. Why I am telling, be very clear about the goal. It is not just to get something and then I can show people I have this state. No. It is your real achievement. Yoga is the state of highest achievement. Yat prapya na kinchit vanchati sochati. In Bhakti Sutra, says Narada said, attaining which one doesn't think of anything, is not desiring anything, atmarama bhavati, rejoicing in oneself, trupta bhavati, content within, matta bhavati, behaves like completely intoxicated. Sometimes people might think he's crazy. Just to think how this state would come. While speaking of this state, how it will come, it is not just negation of what I see, or in concentration, you are concentrating on any object, or concentrating on some abstract state like breath or sound, abstract meditation. But still then it is drusya, it is visible. You hear the sound. Is this drusya, that you see, that light you experience, that sound you hear, that feeling you perceive, is it the same logic? Adi Shankara said, you are different from that, or you are one with that? Be very clear. Comes to the third sutra. Yoga Sutra, third sutra. Tada drastuhu swarupe avasthanam. Tada drastuhu swarupe avasthanam. Tada drastuhu swarupe avasthanam. Here there are 4 words. Tada drastuhu swarupe avasthanam. Tada means then. Tada means then. Drastuhu, it is for the drashta. For the drashta, or for the person who is seeing, or for the seer, S-E-E-E-R, for the seer. Swarupe, in one's own nature, or one's own form. So rupa, swarupa. Abasthanam, being established or establishment. So what is the simple meaning of the sutra? Then for the seer is being established in his or her own form or own nature. This is the simple translation. Tada. Tada is related to time. Tada means then or after that. After that means before what? Tada, thereafter or then. When we are using this word then, before what? Before the previous sutra. Yoga chittavritti nirodha. When you have achieved the state of chittavritti nirodha, you do not allow any modification of mind, you do not allow any other thought to arise in you. That means it is completely clean slate. Gurudev said, before you write something on the blackboard or the whiteboard, first clean it. The board is completely clean. There is no wave coming. Tada. Again, to take you back to the previous sutra, because sutras are interlinked. Because when you speak tada, after you finish this word niruddha, the real meaning is bilaya, dissolution. It is not suppression, it is not control, it is the dissolution. Bilaya. So what is bilaya? Bilaya means something is disappearing. What is disappearing? Here it is said, drashta, drusya, veda, bilaya, nirodha. What is nirodha? Drashta, drusya, veda, bilaya, nirodha. I am there. I am observing, I am watching, I am seeing. I am seeing what? You. But at that time, neither you are there, nor I am there. There is no differentiation or distinction. Drashta, drusya, veda. Veda means the distinction, difference between the object and subject disappearing, that is dissolution. Again, to take you little bit more into it, you see me, I see you. So long as we are looking at the form, remember, we are looking at the form, we are not experiencing truth. When this difference, because when I see a form, I see it is he or she and it is me, there is duality. So long as duality is there is effort to bring yoga, and when there is establishment in yoga, duality disappears. Yoga means union. When yoga is union, once union is accepted, how there can be duality? Can there be any duality once this Yoga Sutra or the bond of or the link of yoga is established? Again think. I love Jesus, I love Krishna, I love God. This I love Is there duality or there is a link? There is unity. If there is a link, what type of link? In the yoga, when it is said, Chitta Vritti Nirodha, there is no vritti, there is no thought. I see you, I see your form, I see your face, I see your hair, I see your eyes, and it comes to that state, what happens? You and I become one, Gurudev said. You and he are one and always have been one. It is Gurudev's saying. You and he are one and always have been one. In this state of unity, there is no duality. And now why there is duality? Why there is duality? In the path of knowledge, in the path of yoga, they say it is because of ignorance. Ignorance is the cause of duality. In ignorance, what happens? They say there are two forces work in ignorance. There are two forces working in ignorance. What are the two forces? The example is given. It happened to me, and the same example is given in the Vedanta, in the path of knowledge. I grew up in village. In the village, we had thatched roof, straw roof. Every year, in the month of April, May, they repair the roof with new straw from paddy field. Paddy straw, they repair the roof. And when they take the straw and make the roof, you need some rope. The rope is also made of straw. And they make rope, and it depends upon the length of the straw, this long. And those who have seen, those who are from village, they might have seen, its one end is thicker, the other end is narrower. It was in the month of April, May, summertime, in the evening, I was coming. On the road, I saw a snake. I shouted. Loudly I shouted, snake. And our household help, the family servant, he brought lamp. Said, where is snake? I said, there. And he found it is not snake, it is the straw rope. It is the straw rope. Now tell me, before light was there, what I was seeing? Tell me, snake. Was there any snake before at all? No. In reality, it is a rope. In the scripture, this type of error, it is known as Rajju Sarpa Bhranti. Rajju Sarpa Bhranti, to see the snake in the rope. To see the snake in the rope, it happened. Here, you come to this example, two things happened at a time. What are the two things? Rope is covered up. The rope is covered up. The snake is projected upon. The rope is covered up and the snake is projected upon. So two forces worked. One is covering up, or a veil, V-E-I-L, and the second is projection. So these two forces are known as Avarana Shakti, Vikshepa Shakti. Avarana Shakti, Vikshepa Shakti. Covering up and projecting something. In our life, we ourselves, in day-to-day life, we cover up many things and we project something. Be careful. I might be covering up myself with these colored clothes and projecting myself as a very good, nice person, but inside I might be hiding ferocious wolves. Jesus said, be careful. Outside sheep's clothes, inside ferocious wolves. Covering up one's own weaknesses and projecting, I am very good. A spiritual seeker is very honest, very humble. What should I hide? Omniscient God, who is my beloved, knows everything. If you read the psalm in the Bible, I think it is 139 or 43. I can tell you later on. Whether I stand or I sit, you know the innermost thought of my being. It is said, it is beautiful. Whatever I am doing, you know it before. He knows. What shall I hide? In this world, I project myself, covering up myself, but near Him, I am just like a naked child. Near Him, I am a naked child, I cannot cover up anything. Just to think, as a seeker, two forces, the veiling power and the projecting power, covering up and projecting. Do you know, you look at the flower, there is a veiling flower which is covering up the truth in it, and there is a projecting power which it is projecting as a rose. What is the reality? Reality is God. God is covered with our ignorance, and it is being projected as a rose. We don't see it is God. The rose is an object. I see rose as rose. I cannot see rose as God, which is reality. Omnipresent God, we can't perceive presence because of these two power within us, veiling power and projecting power, Avarana Shakti, Vikshepa Shakti, because of which the seer and the seen, Drashta and Drushya, there is duality. And there is multiplicity. Not only duality, there is multiplicity. I see many. When that veiling power and projecting power are disappearing through prayer, through meditation, through introspection, through self-analysis, when I am becoming closer to myself, closer to truth within, naturally I will see truth everywhere. Now, suppose I am the seer. I am the seer, drashta, jiva, or individual. What I am to see? I am to see my beloved, my God. You will say God with form or God without form. Doesn't matter. It is up to you. This seeing is not just seeing through the eyes, to be united with. Gurudev said, seeing means being. Gurudev, in a very simple but in a very mystical way, he taught, seeing means being. Seeing means being. When I see something, I become that, or I get united with that. And this union is not union of duality, it is the union with unity. Seeing means being. Jnatum, drashtum, cha tattvena, praveshtum cha parantapa, in the Bhagavad Gita. Jnatum, knowing, drashtum, seeing, tattvena pravestum, to be entering into truth, to be one with truth. Parantapa, O slayer of enemies, the Lord is telling Arjuna, to know is the first step. To see is the second step. The third step is to be or to be one with. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said to know is the first step. To see is the next step. To be one with is the ultimate state. To be one with is the ultimate state. Now you are knowing. Trying to know, this is yoga, this type of life I want to live. This is knowing. Then you should see. See means practicing. Practicing is seeing. Then you should be, through practice you will be, through His grace you will be. Jnatum, drashtum cha tattvena, pravestum cha parantapa. Come back to the second sutra. Being together, being united, no other thought. There is only union. What is the union? The union is given. Is this union like sphatika japa kusuma sanyoga? Sphatika means the crystal. Japa kusuma is hibiscus. You take a crystal and a hibiscus, red hibiscus, put them together. What is the color of the crystal? If you put them together, the crystal looks red. Is crystal red? The answer is no. Is this union which we are having, it is like the crystal and the hibiscus together? The question. Okay? It is not its color, it is just borrowed from hibiscus, or it is because of the contact, the color is red. What is the color of crystal? Tell me, what is the color of crystal? Come to third sutra. The third sutra is tada drashtuhu swarupe avasthanam. The Bhashya of Vyasadeva. Swarupa pratishtha tadanim chitti shaktihi yatha kaivalye vyutthana chitte tu sati tathapi bhavanti na tatha katham tarhi darshita visayatvat. What is the meaning of tada? Tada means after being in the state of no thought. When you get up, after in deep meditation, when you get up, tada means then. Tada speaks of a time. Tada means vyutthana kale. Tada means vyutthana kale, when you open your eye after meditation. What you see? It is said by the masters, after meditation, don't open your eyes immediately. Sit silently for a couple of minutes. Then slowly open your eyes and look what you are observing. What is coming to your eyes? What was coming with eyes closed? Now what is coming with your eyes open? it is said, sitting for meditation is just like keeping a bowl of milk in your front and sitting with eyes closed. Opening your eyes means standing up quickly and kicking the milk bowl. It is spilled. You spoil the bowl of milk. During meditation, you collected a bowl of milk. Don't open your eyes immediately. Being in the state of chittavritti nirodha, no thought, complete quietness, when you open, if you are really established in yoga, what happens to you? Tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Tada means then, drashtu means for this seer, for the experiencer, for the meditator, gets established in one's own form. Let us contemplate on its meaning a little bit deeper. The drashta, the seer, the observer. When you look at your own breath, when you look at your own mind, when you look at your own thought, when you look at your own mood, when you look at your own temperament, when you look at your own habit, when you look at your own urge, when you look at your own desire, what happens to you? Think. Ordinary person doesn't look at it. Ordinary person, it's instinctive, it came overpowered. A seeker is a seer trying to see. I want to see my beloved. If you want to see my beloved, in the beginning, your breath, your thought, your mood, your emotion, your anger, your everything is arising and you are seeing it. If you are looking and you are having some sensation, if you are observing and you are having emotion, then you are not really a seer. So long as you feel sensation, you feel emotion, then you are not seeing, you are getting involved. Here is a drashta or a seer who is very calm and quiet, tranquil, peaceful, unaffected. Gurudev said, a yogi in deep state of meditation, or achieving progress in meditation, does his surgery on the heart operation. Gurudev said, it is in a humorous way, he takes the heart and keeps in his pocket. That means so much of control over the heart. It is the physical control over the heartbeat, no doubt. But on the other hand, on your own emotion. Sensation and emotion are two enemies. Should we not be emotional? There is emotion, cry, so long as you don't rise. But let this emotion be transformed into pure love and devotion. We need that transformation. We need that transformation. I have seen Gurudev doing puja. I have seen. A yogi is doing worship. Worshipping whom? His mother, Divine Mother. I have seen it. And I have seen, while worshipping, having tear in his eyes. I have seen. Now the question would come, was he emotional? Yes, the ordinary person would think he is emotional, but it is not emotion. It is devotion. It is expression of love. You will ask, when he is doing this worship, is he in duality or is he in unity? Just to think, he is doing puja. I have seen many times during Kali Puja, doing puja. I have seen when he finished his shower or bath, he used to come to Kali temple. I have seen going to Sri Yukteswar's temple, there also I have seen. Now tell me, there is duality or no duality? Just to think, really there is no duality, but there is apparent duality. He is taking the flower and keeping it there, but he knows that it is the state of union, expression of love. Remember, in expression of love or devotion, although there is apparent duality, it is not duality. But there should be no emotion. And in meditation, or when you are beyond all thought, what happens? There is no emotion, there is no sensation. What happens? At that time, one becomes a qualified yogi. What is his qualification? He is free from his ego. He is free from his mind. He is free from his restless thoughts. When one is free from ego and mind, one surrenders. He becomes a Saranagata. He surrenders to the divine. When one surrenders completely, he becomes yogi. How union is possible? How yoga is possible without surrender? If the river doesn't surrender itself near the ocean, can there be any union? Union is possible only when there is surrender. Union is possible when there is no ego. So long as ego is there, there is no surrender. And when there is no surrender, there is no yoga. So this is the quality that a yogi should develop. I am to surrender near my beloved, not my will, but thy will. Jesus said, not my will, but thy will. Baba said, thy will be done, Father, thy will be done. Here, in this state, tada. Tada means in this state of yoga or being a yogi, what happens? Tada drastuhu swarupe avasthanam. We'll discuss it in the next class. Close the eyes. Pray to God and Gurudev. Every breath is an opportunity. Bless me not to forget you. In every breath, to feel the connection between you and me. Make me free from any other ordinary thought. Let my mind be absorbed in your thought, your beauty, your presence, and ultimately union with you. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.